The more you pause your life, the closer you push yourself to procrastination. I was in the middle of watching Abbott Elementary and exercising, and it dawned on me that it will be Wednesday and I haven't recorded anything. I don't really feel anything. Maybe I should wait until I'm ready. And then it dawned on me, I'm not ever gonna be ready. So why don't I just do the thing? God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. So I had these 3 bullet points that I texted to myself when I was on the phone with my dad a couple weeks ago. And I realized that these things apply today. That is so funny because I had what I could talk about literally in the palm of my hand at any given moment. I just had to step outside of being perfect and prepared in order to remember that. And lo and behold, I had something. So one of the first bullet points was only the master key can unlock the keys already inside you. A couple weeks ago, I was at work and I have a key that I use to get into my desk. When I got to work, I realized, where's my key at? It wasn't in my bag. It wasn't in my little fanny pack. And I was like, oh no, did I leave my key at home? So I was like, boom, what can I do? Then I remembered there's a master key in the lockbox. So took myself over to the lockbox, got the master key, took it over to my drawer. Doot, doot, doot. I realized as I was turning the key, I was not unlocking the drawer. I was locking it, which meant the drawer was already open. You're probably wondering, why didn't he try to open the drawer before grabbing the key? I don't know. I think the reason I didn't try is because I knew if I went to the master key, I wouldn't need to try. When I opened the drawer, my key was sitting right there. Moral of the story to me was it took me going to the source, the master key, to discover the keys within. In life be lifing. When you go to your source, things about yourself that you don't quite understand or comprehend, God reveals those things to you. And to me, that was kind of a wink. The significance of me going to the source reminded me of when I'm in crisis in life, the best thing for me to do is to take it to our Heavenly Father. And He will show me what I need, which is in me because, well, He put it there. The cool thing about a master key is you're probably making the duplicates from the master key, which also were made in His image. That was kind of cool to me. I don't know. Yeah, I could have tried to do it on my own, but I didn't need to wonder. I knew the master key would open the drawer. The keys being inside was just a bonus. But having that muscle memory to take it, to go to the source and get what I know was there, that to me was like a revelation. Bullet point 2, you can't unsee something until it's no longer significant. Have you ever wanted something so badly that when you fixated and focused on it, after a while you started to see that thing everywhere? You might be someone who is yearning to be in a relationship and now you start seeing couples everywhere, or you romance movies pop up or whatever, or you want like a BMW, now you start seeing a BMW everywhere, BMW commercials. You are feeding what you desire to your subconscious, and your subconscious is activating you to see what you desire, right? However, you won't stop seeing it until what you desire no longer holds significance to you. Why am I bringing this up? I saw something that held significance to me, and it got me wondering, why do I keep seeing this? Why is it almost like this thing is following me? But I realized I'm still giving this thing significance, like it still holds weight to me. And obviously when you are trying to move past something that you've given significance in your mind, it takes time. But it hadn't occurred to me that I now have to feed my subconscious something else in place of that other thing. Your subconscious is as good as you've trained it to be. And what I realized is I had over time trained my subconscious to recognize this specific thing, and I gave that thing significance. When you attach something tangible onto another thing, you're giving it meaning, you're giving it purpose, you're giving it significance. And your subconscious recognizes that and almost like activate your whole body to recognize this thing as part of your life now. And I realized that, oh, okay, I'm seeing this because there's still a part of me that is giving this thing significance, which will take time to kind of like unlearn or replace my desire or, subconscious thoughts with something else in place of that. But realizing that was interesting because it's just like, dang, so whatever I feed my mind, that's what I'm gonna see. And I think that we don't always recognize the power that we truly have. It's like when there's a song that you hate, but you heard it so many times that it is etched into your mind. Like, all the lyrics, the little dance that goes along with it. But it's because it's replayed in your mind, it's replayed in your subconscious for so long. Now it holds weight, now it holds significance to you. The third bullet point, if you keep stopping mid-read, you'll never finish the book. I think a lot of times we view life as the whole book or whatever season of life that we're in. We view that as, oh, I need to get to the end of the whole book. But really, when we do that, we miss out on all of this in between trying to get to hear the end. But all of that in between is dumb important because everything in between is going to help you get to that end. And the end may not be the end of the book, it may be the end of that chapter so that you can go into the next chapter. No amount of speed reading, no amount of checking Spark Notes or the summaries is going to give you what you need in order to understand whatever the end of that chapter is, whatever the end of that book is. You have to take time and turn every single page, every single day of your life. This is a day-to-day thing. This is a month-to-month thing. This is a year-to-year thing. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and I was just like, I really hope that I've grown enough to be able to get through the rest of this year. And in saying that, I realized that, am I being hard on myself again? Yes. But I'm also having a bit more awareness of where I am feeling wise, and addressing that is something that I haven't always done, which is kind of big for me. So clap. Allowing yourself to read each page so that you finish the chapter, maybe bookmark it after you finish that chapter and sit and chew on what you just received. I think sometimes in life we go through so much that we don't really get a chance to bookmark it and come back. Like sometimes in video games there's like a checkpoint and you can come back to that checkpoint when you've gotten to a certain place and maybe you didn't finish it, but it'll take you back to that checkpoint. Instead of rushing to the next chapter, maybe sit with what you just went through and think about it, discuss it, and allow yourself to grow from that so that you're prepared to go to the next chapter and so on and so forth. Finishing the book will feel so much more satisfying when you take your time with it versus rushing through it. You may have no recollection of what just happened. There are things in life that I can't really remember because I was just zipping through life. And it wasn't consciously, it was just, that's what happens when you're in survival mode. And there's so many things that you are just responding. Well, maybe not responding. There's so many things that you're reacting to. I'll put it that way. I felt like there were times where I was just reacting to things versus taking the time to really sit down and digest what just took place and actually respond to it. Even if responding to it just meant sitting in my room and processing it. Take time to process where you are right now and don't push yourself to putting that off. Don't procrastinate in your own life because what you focus on, you become. And if you're not focusing on being the best version of you, then it's not who you're gonna be. So I hope this video was helpful and be encouraged, and I'll see you in the next one.